learned from the lesson. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your Watchlist coming into June 22nd, 2020, and the stock market is going to go crazy. If you do not remember, last week we saw a little bit of a change in tone of the news, so this week is going to be interesting. Not as much events. However, we still got a few different keys to be following. So I have a few things for you guys. Got the keys, got the plays. I made some plays over the weekend. Had to do with some of this shifting of news. And then I got a few other breakouts and other stuff we were looking at that we were watching last week that can still continue. So there is that. Happy Father's Day to all of the amazing Colt fathers out there, getting your long-term accounts for your kids, getting them the drip early, baby. Shout out to you, man. God bless you. We love you all, so I love all of you guys. I hope you had a wonderful week, but let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free $99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, ask about the plays, watch the watch list come to life, and find your best friend. So hopefully we see you there. And the most important thing you need to do, post your watch list below. Let us know what you're looking at. You got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post them below. And today is Monday, or tomorrow's Monday. We have the random account generator. So if you could take the time to post a random option play, a specific strike, I really appreciate it. This is the random account, and what we've done, we started this about 6 months ago. We ask on the Monday watch list video that you guys post a random option play, and I will spend up to $100 on it or something close to it. We do a random comment picker, and then we just see the performance of what would happen if you did it. So we have two different plays from the last few weeks. If you guys remember, we had those Microsofts. Those did good. The Lulus last time didn't do too well, but we got time on both of them, so we will see. But post the play below so we could source that info, and we're going to buy this play tomorrow morning. So comment a specific option trade below. But that is it. So that is pretty much it. But right off the bat, the first thing, again, as far as the news and how things changed last week, if you guys remember on Friday, we started to get now negative reopening news. So remember the last few weeks, a lot of positive pricing in about the market reopening. Again, when the protests started, people were going outside. But now seeing the test amounts and how many people testing positive and getting sick, again, it's hitting higher and higher numbers. The market's not really reacting. Again, we talked about this a lot last week on the slow days. Watch how the market responds to any news such as, more increase and all that. However, what we saw Thursday, Friday, it was a really, really different, but you even saw Apple react really, really negative, but Apple said they're now closing some stores. Remember, they've just been reopening them. However, now you're seeing them say that they're going to turn back and take steps backwards from the positive steps, but think about that in the broader scale. But now there was also like the cruise lines. The cruise line said they're not going to be doing any voyages till like September. They're extending it. So you got all of that on Thursday, Friday, but especially on Friday, that was kind of the first change. So the market hit an interesting level again. If you guys even remember how the last week was very, very interesting. Again, you had volatility. We had a crazy Thursday, Friday. Then there was volatility the first part of the week, and then we saw really nothing. And then now you saw more bad news here, but take a look kind of at the range that we're in. So it's getting very interesting. And then even on again, final piece of news is that stimulus, the PPP, all of that stuff is coming to expiration. Again, today is June 21st. I hope you guys realize that this month flew by. So we're approaching July, and then right after July is August, if you guys know how the calendar works. But it is a interesting point that we're at here. But now as that stuff comes to expiration, watch to see what is going to happen. So as far as this week now, you are going to get the bank stress test. That is going to be something that can move the markets or could have kind of a follow through. The banks are going to move off of this most likely. Again, last stress test, the Fed surprised us, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them lower standards and have some positive type of news come out with it. So watch out for that. I believe that's on the 25th. So around Thursday, we'll see. But there's that. And then the final thing, again, I'll jump back to something else here. But in line with how we saw the markets last week, and again, is volatility coming back or anything? Be prepared for some big moves. That's why I think tomorrow could be interesting. Again, I want to watch the rotations and all the companies we have outlined. However, a lot of contracts expired, and I said this last week. I think this is going to open the door for some bigger moves. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. But then finally, you got got the first Trump rally over the week, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some political stuff, but you don't really have too much headlines. I think you got initial jobless claims at the end of the week, but that's about it. Again, some other global stuff. I wouldn't be surprised to see some more oil headlines this week. We kind of got some last week, but that is pretty much it. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope your balances and budgets are controlled, but we are getting past June, so I hope you guys are ready for kind of some of the more exciting months. It is that time is happening, but let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I have some crazy plays and some that we're looking for last week. Again, that whole rotation breakout type play, Spotify, all that, I'm going to go after it. I did take profits on my July, so we sold out of that final contract, but I'm going to watch out for them. Remember, we did the Beyond Meats last week. I'm really, really going to like that play. I want to see how it plays out again if we see any sort of rotation, or even if you see the markets kind of come down or not do too much, but you see some of these stocks still continue to break out, that is going to be the main move. However, the two specific plays I'm going to be looking for this week and even coming in tomorrow, Apple and Intel. Remember, there was news, but if you go look at the Apple and Intel charts, one, Intel had a crazy volume move. Again, you could take a look at NVIDIA, all the chip makers, they've been doing its thing. But the fact that it's been holding up here, that has my attention. But now, too, you also got that bad Apple news on Friday. And again, they've usually been a winner in all of this. But I want to watch out for that. I want to see, again, especially the Intels. But I think I did end up grabbing, I don't know if I was a daily. I grabbed some apples. Yeah, I grabbed an apple daily. That was bad of me. I shouldn't have done that. The YOLO demon came out. Oh, my God. But that is going to be the first set of plays I'm going to be looking for. Again, Apple, Intel. I'm already in them. Again, we have those July Apple puts, and then I also have those Intels. But watch them. And then Biogen and Amgen. So I grabbed an Amgen. We bought this end of the day. And some people said this was because of rebalancing, and I could see that. There was some of that there at the end of the day on Friday. But I grabbed these Amgen July 270 calls at 41 cents. So I spent $80, but I like the fact that it was cheap. I didn't have to spend much, but they started to break out again. A lot of volume came up. They're at a level, but all of Amgen, Biogen, every single biotech, they just had a weird move at the end of the day, and it was really, really big. So I felt like with a decent amount of time, those could be good to flip, or we'll see what happens if they kind of have a rotation. But watch out for any biotechs if there is any sort of positive news. And I brought this up too. I was thinking about this on Friday. Any sort of political rally type of stuff, or anything with voter approval, with Trump, anybody else, watch healthcare stocks. If anything, those would be the most prone to get moved or affected by any sort of policy there. So I'm going to be watching those. But like I said, we have those Spotifys and Beyonds. I don't know where it was. I sold out of that final Spotify. So if you guys remember, we bought these contracts at 50 cents. You remember Thursday, I sold one out at 1,500 or 1,050. And then I sold out the final one at 2,100. So we made pretty good money on it. But now I'm just holding those 260. So I still got two of those left. But those are going to expire this week, so I'm holding those. And then finally with the Beyond, we got those July plays. We bought them for $1. Remember, it was July 17th, so it was a little bit of time, but it was like a 245 call. But I bought them for $1. They're at like 106, 121, bid on the ask, but I'm going to be holding that. And then finally, the other plays that I made on Friday, and these are kind of secondary plays I'll watch out for it, kind of given the news. I don't remember getting Facebook puts, but I didn't know I got those June 19th. Oh, yeah, wait, no, those were the dailies. I did a daily YOLO, I forgot. But no, the main play that I got, though, again, all this news kept coming out with both the reclosure of the Apple Store, and then this one is kind of a stretch because I think this play is assuming that everything goes in and it plays out exactly like it did last time. But I got Expedia October. I got 11 of these. I got 9 on this count, and then I got 2 on the other small account. October, 25 puts. I bought them at 23 cents. Again, just the fact that everything from the cruise lines all the way down to the Apple Store. But again, if you start to see a reversal of some of that news, but 25 is pretty low. Again, it's pretty much assuming that you see a bigger move. So that one, it's having time, and it's hoping that we get some sort of extrinsic value move off of that. But just got those and the Amgen, and I even actually forgot. I actually did double dip again on Beyond. We got next week, June 26th. I got 4 of them, so I spent like $200. I got them at 47 cents. I got the June 26th 215 call. So I was looking for the double dip or at least the rotation out there on Beyond. So watch them, but those are pretty much all the plays as far as everything else. I'm going to be watching Walmart and Zoom, any of the rotation stocks. Again, if this virus trade or any negative news happens and you start to see that rotation, again, that fear virus trade, pretty much short leisure, and then, think about stocks where people would have to go out and all that and then buy the stuff that people would actually be using. So we definitely saw winner, and losers. So watch out for those. So I'm going to watch Walmart, Zoom, watch Tesla. They're at that 1,000-point range. They want to break out, and I'm surprised they didn't go crazy above 1,000, so they might kind of chill out here, but just don't forget, Tesla could go crazy at any moment and go nuts. But watch them. All my contracts expired, so I took a $2,700 loss on that strangle on Tesla. But watch them. Watch Shopify. That's another one. Again, I didn't get them. I really like this Spotify play, but Shopify is above that high now. And again, I mean, it could go crazy. And this has been one of those winner stocks that's kind of operated like Zoom. Only problem is the contracts are expensive. So debit spreads might be a little bit better, but watch out for that. Going to be watching the Shopifys again. Spotify, I like. NVIDIA did the dance for a little bit on Friday. But I mean, I like where they're at. But again, I'm going to see what happens with them and Intel. But watch them. Watch Expedia. And anything related, I will watch, RCL. Again, if any of I was going to play the cruise lines and I was looking at the puts, though. The puts are really, really expensive in their pricing and a lot. So, again, just think, some of these, it could take a lot to bring them back. And it may not. Again, it's going to be a hard play, but unless it's like a super cheap and a no-brainer, I do not think I'm going to touch it. But watch them. Watch Facebook and Microsoft. Again, I played that daily on Friday, but watch where they're at. They could break out and they could be a winner. I mean, I think, again, it really depends on how we see the market rotate. Again, same thing with Microsoft. Microsoft was actually a loser on Friday. Watch Boeing if they get affected. Again, if any of the leisure news, airlines, anything like that, I'd keep an eye on for them. They're at the interesting spot. They've kind of decayed for a little bit after the big move, so I'm going to look to see the contract prices to see if we can make a play on those. But watch Boeing, and then finally JP Morgan in the banks. JP Morgan they can move a lot more than any of the banks. However, remember, we got those puts on Bank of America. Kind of looks like Boeing's chart, believe it or not, so I want to set something up from there. But don't forget, you have the stress test, so I just need to finalize that and get that play in. And then finally, UUP, the dollar, and GLD. Specifically, watch TLT. You need it at 168 to snitch and tell you anything. UUP, though, again, it's been creeping up. You've been seeing some stuff with the dollar. So, again, we're holding that play. We'll see. I think it's just holding break even. But now, GLD, I want to look. I'm hoping it holds these highs and decayed a little bit. But just be careful, but you can kind of see. You can see how it's holding up and what it's doing. But that is pretty much it. Tomorrow should be pretty wild. Again, it depends if we see the backtrack in the news. But I hope your balances are controlled, and I hope you're ready. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. You need to get the balance budgeted, controlled, everything. You know what it is, but you made it this far. June is almost over. July, August, a week after that, a month after that, a week after that, a week after that. You know what it is, baby. But the gold loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.